Welcome to MS Tech Talk. Subscribers for technology events, learning about Microsoft technologies and tech talks. Everyone, welcome to the Tech Talk on for the Microsoft 365 Copilot. Today with me is Aroh Shukla. And Aroh, over to you. Tell us about yourself, what you are doing, and what you're working.
Okay, yeah. So, guys, I'm very obliged and happy that Adnan invited me for this session. And I'm whenever the new community events happen, I'm always try to help in all the ways. So let me know I'm working for an organizations. It's a medical manufacturing company, and prior to that, I'm working with Microsoft for 1 year, and my core skills fall into Azure and the Power Platform in Power Microsoft. And prior to that, I'm working for almost 10 years into in the vendors industries, right? About many vendors organizations within Singapore. So I started my career with SharePoint, and then I with work on the SharePoint development, web parts, and then moved to Office 365 for development, then went to Power as Power Automate, Azure side, Power BI. A lot of customers asked for Power BI, and then moved to Microsoft 1 year back. So this is my journey. I'm started with SharePoint career, I will say, then moved to new technologies on that. Yeah. So I was a Microsoft MVP for 3 years, but when you
Wow.
join Microsoft, you have to leave
Leave the
the
title.
title, right? So and now I'm not in Microsoft, so I'll be going for my MVP again. And that was like this my new my this year at least become MVP again. It's my thing,
Wish
and
you all the best for that.
yeah, something which I'm working for that. Yeah. So for my technical skills, I work mostly on the I'm a cloud architect, so I give guidance to the users, to the customers, and I don't do much development. Although I can do development, I did a lot of development prior. So the good things with the consultant field and also for the I mean about the architect, you can give guidance to the technical side as well. I heard many people that architect, you don't design, you don't give development skills. I said, for me, it's important because if I don't give right directions to the development team, they will have nowhere to give the directions right about which particular product to use it. I give that architect design, also technical design to the team so that can get started quickly. That is my thing, which I'm mostly work. When I'm in Microsoft outside, I always give a high level technical design and functional design so that the user can start rather than racking their brain how to get started.
And thank you so much, Arun.
Yeah.
And this is a similar journey which I had because I also started on SharePoint, but before that, I have worked for a couple of years on .NET development and ASP.NET and web forms, Windows Forms based application development. So I also have this similar journey that from developers to consulting and then architect design and still working with US-based companies. So it would be a good discussion going on with you.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
uh, today, in last 1 year, you have noticed that everyone was discussing about Chat GPT. Chat GPT came in and it went. Everyone was got crazy about AI and stuff. So Microsoft also jumped in with Copilot. So what you think? What is Microsoft 365 Copilot? What is the briefest overview about what is Microsoft 365 Copilot for you?
Yeah, so I give a summary of what Copilot does. I will just give you increase the productivity for all the users who have license to that, right? I have worked with many customers. I don't have access to the tenant yet, but I have seen amazing feedback from different people, and I found that using the Copilot, Microsoft Copilot, including Outlook to any other products, right? Teams to Loop, it is a game changer. And why I'm saying game changer, just think that you work on a think about Outlook. We use Outlook throughout data monitoring, right? And if I have 10 emails, and I asked the Copilot that can summarize these 10 emails, I have no time. And what Copilot will tell me, this is the email, this is the important email which you should go and reply. The other emails can wait. And this is something which is no one can. I mean, I think it's a future kind of skill set that I have to build. But Microsoft 365 already made this future skills that I can leverage right now. So I will say that whether it's using Outlook emails or sending again, we write a lot of proposals, right? Writing using Teams proposals and sending to different customers is take a lot of time. But if you know inputs, what kind of users you're looking for, what license you have, then you make a proposal and send to the users within 5 to 10 minutes. Depends on the complexity of the proposal. So it is a time saver, and it's also increase your productivity. Right now, and once I working from kind of home, right, this kind of things. So I want to save more time with my family rather than working on from office, right? So if I use this ChatGPT kind of Copilot things, it speeded my time, and I can spend more time with family. So it give me more time with the work-life balance. I get more work-life balance if I use ChatGPT and Copilot. So these are few things which I think are really good if for a Copilot. And it's just M365 Copilot, even Power Platform Copilot, for security Copilot, anything will actually speed up. But it's a flip also, right? So we can have, because there's so many things, right? What about jobs? Right now, you have heard of the news about 30K jobs are axed by Google because of the AI tools, right? And so we always make a balance, right? Whether what the AI can do and what humans can do. So
But
we have, yeah,
at the
we
same
have this
time, for
right
the
balance.
jobs,
Yeah.
yeah, for the jobs you're considering, but it also, if someone is losing the job, at the same time someone is also getting the new opportunities
Yes.
based on the, and I think this always happens in the banking sector, because and other sectors where people were using old technologies and they were
Mm,
unable to switch to newer ones, so
yeah.
they have been replaced. So this is how you need to upgrade yourself every time.
Yeah. 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 So that
So
is something about, I mean, Copilot is, I mean, it's a game changer. I use ChatGPT on a daily basis to help my daughter,
everyone
because
is using
maths,
it.
yeah, maths questions are too tricky for us to crack.
So
So I mean, there's a very, obviously give and take. But one thing, what you learned 10 years back, you can't use the same skills. So it's a
agreed.
human thing we have to learn, right? Yeah.
Okay, so if I talk to you about, because we are discussing about what is Microsoft 365 Copilot, if I talk you about the advantages an organization can get, what could be the advantages from the organization perspective? Because as an individual, we can get some benefits,
Mm,
but is
mm.
it beneficial for organizations also to improve their productivity?
Yeah, yeah. So for the organization, now we talk about the productivity for the users, right, of the employees and the who are working on that. For the organizations, they have a slightly better view, because once a individual, we think as a pyramid, right? We as a end users and the employees are the bottom of the pyramid, right? But the management have a slightly pyramid. I mean, like they are at the top, right? And if the management think that the employees are getting burnout, right? About too many things. I mean, think about prior to Copilot, right? So they are burning out. They're working on a weekends. It's very difficult for them to work on that, and then they have leaves the job because it's too much pressure, right? And this
Oh,
is happens to many organizations. It's not in just in Asia, but the bigger markets like US and Europe. This is slightly more evident, right? Now with
mm,
Copilot, right, the management can able to see after they're using Copilot, they can see the productivity of the employees, the increased. And what will happen is that if because the time is reduced, so they will what they can give, they give a different role to them, uh, so that the skill set which they already have, that can be they can be upped and they can increased. and then they become take a manager. They can, or I'm say the manager, but they can give you a different kind of skill set they can get because the AI is giving a lot of the hard work. The other skill set they can use it. So think of example of about Power Apps Copilot, right? And which it takes 1 hour, 2 hours. Now it can take in 10 minutes, right? Now the management think that what I got a lot of productivity, but what RO can use for other things. So I can talk to many other customers, just not one customer, because I have time. Time is limited, right? So rather than have only 5 customers, I can work for 10 customers. So management will think about that. Okay, that AI has been used by the organization's user. Now I can increase it. I can give the more time for RO to think about how we can improve, how we can have more customers, and how we can improve his skill set. So for them, it's very good because if you know about Viva Insights and all, they can see the how the people are leveraging and all. Now with the AI, we can see exactly more clarity how people are used and how which particular employee is getting burned out.
Yeah, and I think this is the very start of the Microsoft 365 Copilot. So at the start, I see that some of the organizations are just curious about the costing associated with the licenses. So, but I think in future they will be coming up just like people were hesitant to move to SharePoint Online 10 years back
Mm, mm.
because of the cost, but now everyone is moving it because now everyone see the benefits. So tell us about your experience so far with Microsoft 365, how much you achieved from it, and how much you think that it improved you or improved your job nature and impact so far.
Okay. I have I've done a couple of jobs, so I give me some examples which I think is the more relevant for the audience, right? Um, I use Power Apps and Power Automate a lot in my organizations, right? And many times I use the Power Apps Copilot for creating applications, right? And I think only a couple of months back, I have a discussion to one of my end user. He asked me, "Can you make these applications in 1 week?" And I give the application to him within 2 days, right? And
Wow.
yeah, and he because I have experience because I'm working for Power as Power Automate for a couple of years, so I have that skill set. But the other user doesn't know, right? And then he told to my management that okay, this guy is can do quickly. He never known that I use Copilot. I mean, using the Power Apps Copilot to make the application working. So it's an end-to-end. I make the Power Apps, use the Power Automate. I integrate with Power BI, I report with that, and then I showed everything to him, and he was pretty impressed by the things. Although it's 1 week, I didn't do it 2 days. So in that, I think it's a nature of my job has increased because now this 5 days I've left, right? I can do better things. I can also tell him
Agree.
that besides Power Apps, any other management queries you have, maybe you need some another tool. Maybe you want to connect to the your SQL Server connected because he a question for SQL Server. So those 5 days I can use just not for app, but also discussion with my user, right? So I use those 5 days for that. So I say that it helped me to giving the hard work and also minimize my work to creating apps and also give my free time to discuss with the end users about the new other initiative you want to do in SharePoint and Power Apps. So they can be productivity and also the user also get a better confidence that the user, I mean, me as a cloud advocate can do better things as well.
Agree. And I just recently was just playing around with GitHub Copilot, just sharing
Yeah,
my experience. Because
yeah.
normally what happens then when it's still in the starting phase, so we just
Mhm.
test, play around with what we can achieve.
Yeah.
So I was just, I just asked him to write a PowerShell script, which I have written about 8 to 10 years back for the SharePoint site migration,
Mhm.
report generation on for the on-premise.
Mhm.
And those scripts, one script has taken over 2 weeks for me to return the report which I need.
Yeah.
There were so many checks and going through the all sites and fetching the details of the content from them. And I was also mapping with the with the destination. So I thought that let's see that if he can generate.
Okay.
I share the details with it what I need, and I submit the send button, and it generated the similar report in 1 to 2 minutes. And there were some issues, the report was not compilable, but the sequence, the syntax was almost the same. There were some API issues on that which I can sort out, but it has the required output which I need. So I was really surprised the things which, but at this time I understand that you also need to know what you actually need and how you need to tell the system how you want to do it. Because
Yeah.
all the checks, everything, if you don't have that knowledge, you
Mm.
can't achieve those things. As you mentioned about the Power Apps and Power Automate and Power BI can stuff, because you have the practical knowledge, you can get the better results output from it, and you know that what you need and how the system in Copilot should do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, if I ask in them a three-liner, I just need this thing, it will give you that thing, but not what you need.
Yeah.
So you need to spend the similar time effort to achieve what you need. So with the past experience, Copilot going to be a game changer for everyone, for especially for us.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very important. I think. Yeah. I think prompt engineering is a new skills everyone has to learn.
Yeah, definitely. And if I talk to you about the future of us as a consultant with using as organization are going to use Copilot, and so what would be the future of consultants, vendors? Because I remember that we have been doing these SharePoint migrations, but now most of the organizations are doing this migration by themselves. They are buying the tools and they are doing the migrations, and when they get stuck, they reach out to vendors to
Mm-hmm.
help them out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they are doing it the migration by themselves. They have few consultants and they are doing everything by themselves. So, what is the future you see with the Copilot for consultants and vendors? Because we are on the vendor side and we are
Yeah.
helping customers with this stuff.
Yeah, there's something which is like I quote Narayan Murthy, which because somebody asked him about the jobs will be cut because of the AI. He mentioned about the very beautiful things that like last a couple of years back, there is our internet, the people that the internet will take the jobs, and then we have a lot of things that. So it's always a circle. So what I want to share with everyone here is that. Uh, your skills I'll always be there. The only thing you have to learn new skills, right? Think I
I
give an
agree.
example. Couple of years back, I put a personal experience. I could not speak so well. I was have hesitant to talk to people, and I have no skills. And the job which I just joined is a consulting field, right? And then if I can't articulate to my customers or to my end users, no company will hire me. So I was forced to learn the new skills, which is public
Agree.
speaking, telling how to articulate uh, benefits of the products which I'm selling it, how they can improve those things. So Copilot will help you. It's also it's in new skills. Think about what you can do with the free time with the Copilot. Think about the example which I mentioned about that thing, right? Architecture design will be never be outsourced. So if you are architecture
Mhm.
design, technical can be bit lost a bit, but you have some design skills. I'm talking about um, on SharePoint architecture, how things this Copilot can't do it, right? So you have to work on something. Your high-level architecture design skills, communication skills always required. I'm talking about many people within Microsoft, outside Microsoft. They speak so well. They think that I want to buy from him. Why? Because they have aura when they speak. So I mean, think about the architecture design skill set. Presentation skills are always required, and speaking is in public is very important. So these jobs will be never outsourced by the Copilot.
And I just want to add to this thing that because what I see, Copilot is another learning for us as a consultant or
Hmm.
vendors for the customers, because we can now can because of what we are doing, we are just helping them to improve their productivity in their organizations. So now with the help of Copilot, we can do it much better way and much faster. The things which we are giving them in 2 months, now we might give them in 1 week or 2 weeks with the help of Copilot. So this will be possible. Yes, they can do it themselves, but as we were discussing earlier, to discuss with to know how to use the Copilot is also going to be a required skill set. That what you need with the Copilot, how to get the information from it, and to verify that what Copilot is sharing with you is what you need or not, or is the Copilot is fulfilling your requirements. So this will not this will definitely help the consultants, vendors, and also the organizations collectively, and improving the business in much mature way, and will improve the productivity. Because I remember when ChatGPT came in, I just started playing with ChatGPT and asking different questions about SharePoint and stuff which I know for the best practices, and it giving me a couple of areas which I know, but I do not apply on my daily working. But then I asked him that ChatGPT that what is this, what are the benefits, and it shared more details. I know that there are some areas something is missing, but that was helpful for me also for my learning. So if I use this stuff also, then this can also be beneficial. So definitely this is the future, and we will need to learn ourselves also. Just like if you remember in past, you were doing the server side development or client side development on SharePoint. Now SPFX is here, so you can't use your past skill set for future development. So you need to improve if you want to work on today's development. So definitely, we everyone have to learn. If you are not learning, then you will face the challenges. And so, do you know? Yeah, I'm not sure that if this is the right question for you. Do you know that what organization need to implement Copilot in their tenants? Is there any prerequisites? If you have any idea about it?
Yeah. Maybe I mean, I give you a blunt answer as well about the licensing part, because some organization need something requirement before they actually jump into the licensing part. So again, the Microsoft licensing is keep changing, which we already know, right? All the Microsoft employees and also the MVPs, MCTs, they know that the licensing keep changing. And this Copilot is although it's released 1st November last year, they might changes. The reason being, um, there are a lot of things which I feel, again, this is my personal opinion again, is that you need 300 users, right? Below you
Hmm.
can't test it out, right? So if the organization have only 20, 25 or 100, right? I'm talking about very small base companies. They can't leverage the skill set. They can't use it
Oh,
because they are people who are think. So Microsoft want to expand it. They have to lower this number because it will hamper. Because I was talking to one of the person in a webinar or from Microsoft employee Singapore. I asked this question that many people, just not there are people who are 30, 40 users, they can't make this Copilot. So one thing they have to do. Second thing is pretty expensive, right? I mean, talking about the not negative part is something to take note. When you're working on the Copilot, you have to spend $30 per user per month. But this Around we have only 300 users, is 9K, and it's annual is 108K
wow.
per year, right? So it's expensive. It's yeah, and it's a very good benefit because you are actually able to analysis. You can do analysis. Uh, Prior you can't do it. Beside Power BI and other tools, you can semantics. But now everyone can do semantic using the ChatGPT and Copilot, right? So you have to some power, you house power required for your organization to it. So it's very important to take note that when you're working for Copilot, you have to get 300 users. Second thing, you must have E3 and E5. It doesn't work for E1, right? That's something very
Agree.
important to take note.
Agree.
Uh, yeah, and second thing is very this about many people ask me outside Microsoft, within Microsoft, that what copilots we can do. There are a ton of copilots you can go for. I'm there. I'm talking about M365 Copilot, which is I mentioned about 30 user per month, right? Security Copilot pricing will different. Teams Premium different pricing and all. So if you're just focusing on the M365 Copilot, that is $30 per user per month, right? So you have
Wow.
to plan it very well. And again, I think even you have M365 for we have 1,000 users and you purchase the Copilot, few things are not given to you by default, right? Example, Teams Premium is not there. You have to add $10 extra for that. So if you're using Teams Premium,
Per user.
then per
Per
user.
user.
So this become costly. I mean, if the organizations are 300, 400 users, it's very costly. From the cost budget, I mean, management point of view, is very costly for them. So
Agree.
yeah, so this is something which you take note. But I agreed, then you have settled all the things. A proper planning is required, right? What planning is required is about how many users can use a Copilot, right? Are you going to give to all users or you do a pilot user first?
Yeah, I wanted to hear this thing.
Yeah. So the
Yeah, this is very important.
pilot users have to test it out, how the things and all. They give up inputs to the management. This is a useful, and then maybe think about 1,000 users. Maybe we give the to 400 users who are maybe who are champions who have always learning technology. We give to them first, right? And they give that input to the management. Look at how in this last 3 4 months how they increase the productivity. Then the management see had the Power BI report that how which user had did what and all, and then they can roll out, or they don't roll out again. They wait for other users whether they have any issues, any product, anything. Think about Teams, right? When the users are moving from Skype to Teams, a lot of people were hesitant because there are features who are in Skype but doesn't work in Teams, right? So we have to do some kind of checks before we roll out to the users, right?
Yeah,
uh,
very well explained.
yeah
This was very well explained, and this is why, as I will go to the previous question, why, what is the future of consultants and vendors?
yeah
This is the area where they need consultant and vendors who will guide them that how the licensing will work and what you need as per your organization needs. So this is another area for us to shine out, to help them to get the benefit from the Copilot in a smarter way.
yeah yeah
And so if I move to another Copilot,
yeah.
which I will believe that you also have background on that site, and I also have background on that site. Have you seen SharePoint Copilot so far? Any?
No, no, no. I have not accessed, but I've seen some demos on that, right? And the mechanics and a lot of power platform security and a lot of things I've seen. I feel it's a fantastic, it's a very fantastic tool which the all organization use, and it will actually increase the productivity again for the users who are using
I think
sync.
yeah, I have seen that with the SharePoint, we can create the sites based on the templates within the organizations. We
Yeah.
can create new templates and creating documents going to be very
Mm,
easy within the SharePoint with the
mhm.
help of Copilot. So it's still because now as you were mentioning that Teams Premium, so now SharePoint Premium is also available for the which also have a separate licensing cost. Let's see that how organizations are going with that,
Yeah.
with all the new Copilot stuff is part of that. So, do you have any useful resources, examples which you want to share with the users? From there, they can learn about Microsoft 365 and Copilot stuff.
Yeah. I have couple of resources which I can share. Maybe I give the resources now here at least
Okay.
the you can get things how to, I mean, how to get started with
Yeah, agree.
for me, I mentioned that the users have to get started with the with Copilot. There's something which I went for this course. This is a free tool, a free course, which I think everyone should do know
Are
how
you
to
sharing the
get
screen?
started. I'm sharing
Are you
the. Oh, okay. I can share my screen also. Let me. I was sharing the Teams, but I just share it. Yeah. So this is something that's it's quite important for people who want to get how to get started with the M365 Copilot. So this is pretty intensive. That using that like I already done it, and I found this very interesting because it gives you how it can be used in your organizations who are trying or already reach maybe people who already bought it, no issue, but at least this give you a better understanding how things can work for organizations, right? So this is a very useful resource which I put in team chat. Second thing which I also shared about Microsoft Learn. I mean, not everyone has Microsoft Learn, but something which I've okay, so there are a couple of courses which I can go for that. I mean, I go for this Copilot course. That is if you have license, you can summarize and analyze. So something which is you can go and start with that, but this is not free. It is something which you have to purchase, but something which but I will say very other resources which are important for things.
I agree. I think this is a good for the beginners to understand what is Microsoft 365
Yeah,
Copilot, how it works, and I think that's too much to get start learning for them.
yeah,
And here I would like to thank you, Aroh, for your time, availability at this time, and on a very short notice. And this was overall very helpful Tech Talk session, and it was a really healthy discussion with you, and understanding that how the things are working at your side, and so this always get learning to the other side also, and the
yeah.
people who will be watching our Tech Talk will also get benefit from it. And thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much, Adnan. Really appreciate that your time, and I know that was a short one, but I think we can have more sessions together about
Definitely.
different co-pilots, about the challenges the people will get, the licensing part, which is not too concrete at this point of time. I mean, from the organization standpoint, we can have some other sessions later on. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Take
Okay.
care. Bye
So
bye.
take care. Bye bye.
Bye.